Okay, welcome back everyone to our second lecture on the course Christian Marriage and Family. We are going through lesson 2, how to prepare ourselves. Questions? Any questions? Sorry? Feel clear. Okay. Clear. Yes? Huh? Pessimism means always negative. Like always thinking about, oh, something bad will happen. Some people, yeah, they're thinking something bad is going to happen. Pessimistic, negative thinking, instead of thinking positive. Oh, something good will happen. They're always thinking something bad will happen. Everything negative, pessimistic. So, just an example of getting married for the wrong reason. I remember when we started APC, I think it was like the first year, very first year. I was still, a young pastor. We were only a church of, 20, 30 people. And within the first or second year of starting, there was a young man who was a doctor who was coming to APC. And he got married to another doctor from Chennai. Christian, both believers, Christian. And those days we didn't have marriage preparation course, nothing. We are just starting as a church. We're still a small group, 20, 30 people, I guess. So wedding happened. It happened in Chennai. Then they came. They had a reception here in Bangalore. I went for the reception. I'm sitting there in the reception. The mother of the girl comes and says, "Please pray for them. They're already having problems." I'm thinking they got married 3 days back. What problems are having? I mean, they just got married. And they've come here to Bangalore for reception. But mother is coming, the girl's mother is coming to, please pray for them, their problems. What happened? Then within, maybe I'm thinking maybe 2 weeks or something after the marriage, 2-3 weeks, very short. Suddenly I'm getting a call from the pastor who conducted the wedding. And he was from Chennai, but he had been moved to Bangalore. Methodist church pastor. He called. He said, these people are coming for counseling. Please come. I said, okay, I'm responsible. I'm very new to all this. I only started the church. I don't know all this about marriage problems and all. But I go. I am responsible. I go. So I went to the church office. I'm sitting outside. They have gone in to meet this pastor. And I'm sensing in my spirit, this girl is going to go. She's going to go. And in my mind, I can't understand it. I'm not comprehending this. But it's like a flash, a vision in my spirit. This girl is going to go somewhere. And I'm not understanding the situation because they just got married. Very strange. 3 days later, mother is coming and telling me they are having problems. Pray for them. It's like, how can they just got married? What is this? Now it has been about a month or something, a few weeks actually. And this counseling pastor is calling. I'm coming here. I'm sitting here. What is going on? I'm very young. I don't know all these things. What to do? What am I supposed to do? But I'm feeling this in my spirit. And I did not do anything useful in that counseling. I just went there. Then he told me, see, there are problems. I'm talking to them. I said, okay, fine. He's a more mature, well-established pastor. So I'm just there. Fine. So that meeting happened. Next thing I'm hearing, this girl has gone to America. Finished. Then we are finding out the reason she got married is to get a visa. And everything was planned. Everything was planned. Because when you go to get the visa, those days, I don't know how it is these days, but I'm talking about more than 20 years ago, you have to show that you're going to come back. So obviously, to say that, hey, I've just got married, my husband is here, this and all, it is a very convincing thing. Yeah, she will come back, she just got married, all that. But she did all this, got the visa, went, finished, story over. I was shocked. Some people can do like this also, and this is all church setting. It's all happening in the church setting. But then I realized, I was sitting in that office and I had this sense, she's going to go. But I couldn't understand, what is this? So I didn't tell the pastor, I didn't say anything because I just didn't understand this situation. And I realized, this was what, was happening. And nobody knew. So this is a very sad story, but this is an example of getting married for the wrong. And it's happened in the Christian circle. So we have to be careful about these things. Yeah. All right, there's a question here. If someone wants to serve the Lord, he can do good service by being married or by being single. It's both ways, Rajesh. And Paul writes about this in 1 Corinthians chapter 7. So it'll be useful just to read that, 1 Corinthians 7. And Paul shares his own personal thing. He says, he chose to be single because he wanted to devote himself to the service of the Lord. 1 Corinthians 7. But in that same chapter, he also says it's not wrong, nothing wrong to get married. Just that if you get married, you will also have more responsibility to pay attention to. Right? But it's good to get married so that, you're kept safe in that marriage situation. So if you look at it from God's plan and God's intent from Genesis is for woman to be married. By default, that is God's plan. But that's how we're going to fulfill what he said in Genesis, be fruitful and multiply. If Adam said, I want to be single, don't bring Eve to me, finished, God's plan would not have happened. There'll be Adam, there'll be Eve, that's it. No, but God's plan is for man and woman to be married, to procreate, to be fruitful, to multiply. But in that, some people may choose to stay single, like the Apostle Paul did, or follow the normal plan, which is you get married and together serve the purpose of God. So either way, it's fine. Each one has to follow what God puts in their heart. Yeah? Right. Let's go forward in our lesson. Number 3 is personal management. That means, so we talked about emotional, put that first because that's very important. But next thing is me or each one of us managing our own life's responsibilities. We call that personal management. Right? Proverbs 25:28 says, if you don't have rule over your own spirits, over your own self, you don't have control of your own self, then you're like a city that is broken down without walls. In those days, that meant the city could be attacked, people in the city could be troubled. There's no safety, no security for people in the city. Right? So it's like that. If you have no control over yourself, then the enemy can come and do whatever, take over. So we need to have that control over ourselves. So what are some areas? career. So what will you be doing professionally? How are you going to provide for your family? Because it's one thing to say, yeah, I'll get married and God will provide. God will provide, but you have to go to work. God will not show up for work show up at work for you. No proxy attendance. God came out. God will not do that. You have to go to work. God will provide. So how is that going to happen? How will you provide? Because stepping into marriage means you're taking up the responsibility for a family. That means you have to provide. Right? Working, who will work? Only husband or both husband and wife? So nowadays, especially in the city, both husband and wife have gone through college and so on, and they are professionals. So we have to have understanding. Is only one person going to work or both going to work? If both going to work, then how will you share the responsibilities? How will you manage the finances? Things like that. You have to discuss. Right? Or after marriage, will the wife stay at home to take care of the family? Yeah. And after that, will she go back to work? These things are to talk about. So in our case, even before we got married, Amy and I, Amy was very clear. She said, so Amy studied as a doctor, but she said, when we have children, I want to stay home, take care of the children. Then after they grow up, sometime, then I'll go back to work. We had that plan. Understanding. Because we talked about it even before. And I was fine. Okay, that's what you want to do, fine. Right? And that's what we did. So after marriage, when the children were born, first, let's say now, I think 7 years, first 7 years, I think, Amy stayed at home, until the children were grown up a little bit. Then after that, she went back to work. So like that, you have to decide what each one wants to do. Yeah. Employment separation. So this is something we tell people don't do. So they say, I will get married, I will go to Dubai, I'll earn money, I'll send, you stay home. But you are in Dubai, wife is somewhere here in Bangalore or wherever. Where is the marriage? Where is the home? You're earning money. What is the point of being married? You're staying in Dubai, she's staying here. So we always tell, don't be separated for more than 3 months after getting married. Try not to. So plan in such a way that I understand, it can happen anytime, not just immediately after marriage, sometimes even later on in marriage. Suddenly the company says, we want to send you to some place, they say. And it happens all the time, we want to send you to, now you have to go and work from another place. You have to move. So they discuss, they say, okay, I will do it. First husband will go settle, then the family will come. It is okay. But don't do it for try not to keep that separation for more than 3 months. At least in between, somebody go here, somebody come, you do be together for some time. Don't just, don't make it a permanent thing. Yeah, we understand. You have to go and set up, and then the family will come. That we understand. It is practical. Other things are there. You have to find a house or school or all those things are there. But family must be together soon. soon as possible. Generally, we say 3 months. Sometimes it works out, sometimes 6 months, whatever. But be together as soon as possible. Don't make it a permanent thing. A lot of problems can happen when they just stay away from each other. All those things. So employment separation, it has to be something you discuss early on, that this is what we are going to follow. So in terms of career, who's going to work, how will you manage things at home, especially when both are working, which is very common these days. Secondly, finances. How will you manage your finances? And if one person is earning or two people are earning, are you going to have enough money to take care of the family? To talk about that. Are you going to have enough? And things like, will you give tithe and offering to church? See, there have been situations when wife was secretly giving tithe to APC. Husband didn't know. Sometimes some years have passed. Suddenly husband found out. Then we get an email. My husband is scolding me. Can I have my money back? Seriously, I'm not joking. More than one situation like this. For the sake of the wife, we said, you please tell us how much money you gave, we'll give it back to you. We did it. Otherwise, their marriage will get into trouble, no? See, wife was giving tithe because she loved God. She wants to honor God, she gave tithe. But she didn't inform husband. Husband not a believer. Or maybe he's that nominal believer, doesn't believe in giving tithe. One day he found out, hey, my wife is giving tithe, money's gone to church. Seriously, it's happened. Then one email comes. Please, my husband is very angry. Can you return the money? So we say, okay, you calculate how much money you gave, how many months. You give us a record, of course, because now bank transaction we can see, right? They can show us that transaction, we can see our bank. Yeah, this is correct. And by some time, one case, it was many, I don't know, I think many years. We had to return, take it back. Husband is not a believer. He's demanding, for the sake of your marriage, take it. So these things have happened. One person came, gave money for building fund. Of course, we had not used it. It is there in the bank. After some years, she came back. She said, Pastor, you remember that money I gave for building fund? Can you give it back? We hadn't used it. It's okay. If you want it back, you give it back. We give it back. So situation like that have happened. So this is where husband, wife, you better agree. And everything must, because later on there will be, if you don't agree on how you're managing money, what you're going to spend money, these things can happen. And another, in terms of money, it should not be my money, your money. That is when you're bachelor, that is fine. Once you're married, it is our money. It is our money. We are one. But this doesn't happen. In some situations, they keep it so separate. You're married, believers, you love Jesus, but you can't trust each other with your money. I was just earlier this year sitting with one couple. Main problem is money. Between husband and wife. They don't know how much each one is earning, not telling each other. Means no trust. Married now, many years. A few years, when I say many, it's like in the early years of marriage. But no trust. So both don't know how much each is earning. And problem is, Wife is upset because husband is sending money to the family, another city. Why he's sending so much? What about our family? Things like that. So all this is causing problems. Very difficult. No? So it is better to sit down and talk about these things before you get married. Hey, see, right now I'm earning so much. How much are you earning? Okay, fine. With this, we'll run our family. Who will pay for what? Okay, when you're in the same, you can have family, you have to pay rent, you have to pay this, you have to pay this. Okay, what is the amount? Estimate? Okay. This is how we'll cover. Both will jointly help. And then, of course, over time, you are going to keep earning more and more. Then we'll make savings, we will do this, things like that. You have a plan. Right? So money is very important. So you're setting financial goals. Expectations. What do you expect? Every year I want to go abroad. Seriously. My husband is not taking me out every time. If you have the money, you'll take him. If you don't, how? But the expectation is there. So all these things, okay, you want to travel, but you should have money, extra money to spare to travel. Without that, if you still expect, we should be going here for holiday, we should be going there for holiday, you don't have that much money. It is better discuss in the beginning, saying, look, when we have the money, we will go. When we don't have the money, this is what we can do. Instead of going somewhere there, we'll go to the mall, walk around 5 times, come home. Finished. That is what we can afford. Right? But later on, when we have extra money, we will go somewhere, holiday, these kind of things. But otherwise, when there is this unrealistic expectation, when in spite of the money not being there, starts causing problems. Okay. So who will be in charge of the money? Who will manage, who will make sure bills are paid on time, all those things you discuss. And debt. Try not to get into debt. And we will talk about, I think we have a full chapter on managing finances. I'll explain that. As far as possible, try to live debt-free. Or if you're going to for buying a house, usually people will take a loan. If you're going to take a loan or buying in debt, take a manageable debt. That means something you can pay off without any problems. And there are benefits. See, like the government there are benefits. If you, for like example, you take a loan to buy a house, you get tax benefits. So there are those benefits. So you're using it for your advantage. But take manageable loan. So instead of paying rent, you're paying towards your EMI every month. If you pay rent, the house doesn't belong to you. You pay EMI, once you finish paying, the house comes to you. So it's the same thing. Just that you're doing it in a different way. You've taken a loan and you're paying it. So it's a manageable thing. It's a wise thing. So, but don't take loan for unnecessary things that are not needed. So we have to be careful. Avoid debt. If you're going to take a loan, take a manageable loan, a wise loan, where it is not causing you problems. We'll talk about that. Otherwise, it just becomes a burden. It becomes a problem in the marriage. And understand how to save and invest. That means soon you will make some extra money. You have to put aside money because you have to pay for your children's education. You have to pay for them to go to school, for them to go to college. All these things you have to plan. Right? So save and invest for that. I'll share details when we come to that chapter on finances. Okay, so have some idea how you're going to talk about these things before getting married, whatever you can. Time management. Also plan your week, how you're going to manage your schedule. Talk to each other about this. Right now, my schedule is like this. Once we get married, I will change it to be like this. Because this is again a big problem within marriage. We don't have time for each other. We got married. After getting married, say bye-bye. No time for each other. What is the use? And also nowadays, depending on, especially in the city, people work long hours and you have to travel 1 hour to go to work, 1 hour to come back. Then you have to be in the office maybe 8-9 hours. That itself, 10 hours, sometimes more, goes every day. Sometimes people have to work half day on Saturday. All these things come in. So then couples complain, we don't have time for each other. We got married, yeah, but now no time. Because so busy with work, all these responsibilities. So how to manage time? Then keeping the Lord's Day. Sunday we should go to church together as a family. But if you're not committed, then Sunday they'll sleep full day or do something else. So that commitment has to be there. Balancing work and life and all that. So how you're going to manage time? You have to talk about that. So some of the things we made, and I'm not saying this is applicable for everyone. But when Amy and I, when we started our family, we said, and especially after we moved back to India and started the church, some things we said. Church work will happen in the church office. House should be place for family. Right? And we will, of course, we used to have pastors meeting, life group meeting in the house, those when we in the early years. But those are fixed timing, like, certain day a week we have life group. Once a month we will have pastors meeting in the house. Pastor everybody will come to our house. But other than those fixed meetings which happen in the house, the house is for the family, for us and our children to sit and talk and children be fine. But if anybody wants to meet me, they will meet me in the church office. So we worked like that. I'm not saying, because in my observation, what I had seen, generally, pastor's house becomes like the morning till evening, people are coming and going. So no family. Children have to go under the bed if they want something. No place. Everywhere people are coming, going, sitting, talking. Anytime people can come. And then they feel obligated. The pastor, I have to make some food. Somebody has come. Somebody else has come to make some tea. Full houses. All the time people are coming and going. So there is no time for each other. No time for the children. Sometimes somebody else is taking care of the children. So I'm not saying that is wrong. I'm just saying for me, when I saw that, I felt I don't want that. For a house, I want to sit quietly and talk to my wife or talk to my children. Quietly, just us. Suddenly, I don't want to keep it like freeway. Every morning till evening, people coming and going. So about you, pastor, you are supposed to be a shepherd. Sheep will come anytime. Yeah, they can come meet me in the office. I'm there. But when I come home, I like to keep that time just for the family to feel safe, to have their own space where they can talk. So that is how we decided it. I know, at least I saw in the past, and maybe sometimes it still happens today, where pastors' homes are always open. People are coming and going. If they're comfortable with that, that is fine for them. I'm not going to judge them. That is fine for them. But for me, I said, I don't want that. I need to have quiet. Of course, I need time to pray. I need time to be preparing messages, all that. I can't just, anybody can't come and just disturb me. When I will pray, when I will have time to read my Bible, prepare messages, all that, So it is better people meet me in church when I'm church office, when I'm there. At home, it is a quiet place. Right? But we will invite, from time to time, like we used to have life group, pastors meeting, all that. Even now, we get people to come, it's like on set times. So we know they're coming and all that. And children used to enjoy pastors meeting, they'll enjoy. But it is fixed, once a month they come. One full Saturday they'll spend like that. So how you manage time, you need to discuss that. Okay. Number 4 is household skills. Right? Again, here it is important that you talk with your husband, your future husband, wife, and say, hey, this is how we will share the responsibility. Now, I know traditionally in many cultures, especially in our part of the world, husband will sit like Maharaja and wife will do all the work. She will clean the house, cook the food, serve the food. Husband will come and sit. Food will be served, he'll eat, and he'll go. Wife has to clean. Everything she will do. But those days, I think, they have gone. At least in the city. People are, because both husband and wife are working, both have to carry responsibility in the house. Right? At least that is the way we run our family. Right? It is not like only my wife has to do all the work. No, I also do. Right? So right from beginning, cooking. So sometimes Amy will cook, sometimes I will cook. Chicken fry, chicken curry, all those things. Cook. In our home, most of the time, each one will make their own breakfast. It is there. But you make your breakfast, we sit and eat. So I'm not sitting there and waiting for Amy to make breakfast and bring. No, I will make my own breakfast. It is all, everything is there. Then both of us will wash dishes. Sometimes Amy will wash, I'll also wash. Both of us will do laundry. Sometimes she'll do, one day she'll put, I'll put. So the housework is done equally by both husband and wife. That is how we run our family. Other homes may do differently. I don't like it. I don't like to see husband sitting like Maharaja. Feel like giving one shot, say, get up, go to work. Why you're making your wife do all the work? You also can do it. You can cook. You also can wash dishes. You also can clean the clothes, wash the clothes, hang it, fold it. Housework, both husband and wife can do. So share. Especially if both are working. Okay, if the wife is not going to work, staying at home, okay, yes, she has a little bit more time at home, so obviously she can spend more time cooking, all that. But if both are working, then both should carry household responsibility equally. Husbands will at least have 4 or 5 dishes you can cook. When you get married, you tell wife, today you relax. I will make the lunch. You relax today. So you carry the responsibility. Learn some things. Right? And so this is how, at least in the cities, I know maybe in some cultures it is different, but it is, it is good that you learn to carry responsibility at home. You all with me? Okay. So please start learning to cook. I know some of you can already do that, so that's good. All right. Any question here? Okay, there's a question here. um, from Prem. I want to understand what the Bible says about compromise. Does the husband have to compromise more than the wife when it comes to things like preferences, decisions about where to go, or household matters? I've noticed that in some marriages, if things don't go the wife's way, she becomes upset. And then the husband ends up compromising just to keep peace. Otherwise, if she's upset, she may react strongly or multiply the conflict as it seems described in Genesis. Can you explain how the Bible teaches us to handle this balance between husband and wife? So the Bible is clear that in the marriage, the husband is the head. Husband is the head of the wife. He's the head of the family, which being the head means it's both a responsibility and a privilege. Right? That means he's a leader. So he has to lead the family. He has to make the decisions for the family. So ideally, it will be good for the husband to especially in situations where the wife is also, educated and so on and so forth, for both of them to sit down and discuss about matters and discuss it in a nice way, healthy way. And then the husband, or together they decide on the final decision, or the husband takes a leadership and decides what is best for the family. But the husband should be the leader, taking responsibility to lead. So if the wife's idea is better than the husband, the husband will say, we'll go with that. Yeah, that's a good idea. We'll do it. If the husband's or if both their ideas put together is a good idea, then we'll do this. Or the husband may have a better idea. We'll go with that. So just the goal is the husband makes the final decision on behalf of the family, seeing what is the best for the family. But if it is a situation that that Prem just described, where if the wife doesn't get her way, she gets very upset, makes a lot of noise. That is not a healthy situation. It's not a healthy situation. So yes, I can understand the intention of the husband to, for the sake of peace, let's do what the wife wants. But it is not good, because sometimes what if the wife is asking is not good for the family? The husband cannot just say yes to everything. Husband has to at some point say, this is not good for the family. We cannot do it. He has to be the head. He has to be firm. So he's not putting down the wife, but he's not allowing the wife to control the situation through her reactions, especially when it is something important, when it is something that may be harmful or not good for the family. If it's small thing, today everybody wants to eat biryani, wife wants to eat dosa. Okay, so let's eat dosa, make her happy. It's okay. That is not earth-shaking. It doesn't matter. Today we'll eat dosa, tomorrow we can eat biryani. Everybody will be happy. That is okay. That's a small thing. But if it is something bigger, then the husband has to be the leader, take responsibility, say that, no, we cannot do that because the family, it's not good for the family. So that is where the husband God has put him in that place to be in leadership, but be wise in how you go about it. Small things that don't matter, don't fight over it. But things that are serious, you have to take a stand and make sure that, so I hope that helps. All right. What was the next point? Relationship skills. Okay, let's any questions so far here from finances, time management, household responsibility? Any questions? You all see, I have to prepare so much. Not so easy to get married. You have to prepare. Okay, let us.
Hello.
You have a question?
Hello. Am I audible, Pastor?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Pastor, I was thinking about financial stability in marriage, how we can handle the situation. So I thought, I want to know if this thinking is right or wrong. So I want to know, like, when we do a job and wife is also working, I'm also working, and we are getting salary every month. And if we include both of our salaries together, and it will make a big amount, right? After that, and then we are doing all the expenditure from that amount. So is it right to do this kind of a financial uh, go through this financial thing? I want to know regarding this.
So let me just understand that clearly. You're saying both the salaries go into the
Both are working.
yeah,
Yeah,
both go,
both are working,
the salaries go
and
to the same account. Is that what you're saying?
same account. Yeah, same account. And from that same account, all the expenditure, all the loans, and everything is being spent. And after the like saving, after whatever left out, they are putting on different account as a saving. So is it a correct way to handle finances?
See,
One of the correct ways.
oh yeah. So there is no set way. What we have described, where husband and wife have a joint account, the salaries come into that account, and then they, put the savings into separate account. That will work. That's fine. But generally, it doesn't happen that way because even before marriage, they would have their separate accounts. And so after marriage, they will continue to receive their salaries in their own separate personal accounts. Um, and then, you can arrange it in so many ways. They could, uh, the responsibilities that need to be paid, they could share it and they pay it from their individual accounts. Or they could have a third account where they both contribute that money that is common. They keep something in their personal account. They put money in the common account. From there, they pay all the household expenses. So there are many different ways to arrange this. In our own life, like what Amy and I did, we have our separate personal accounts, and we just pay things from our personal accounts. We have an understanding on who pays what, and we just pay it. And so we don't have a joint account per se. We have two separate accounts, which is in our individual names. But from there, we pay all the things that we need to pay, and everything is fine. Yeah, so there are many different ways that people go about this. The most important thing is to have that understanding between the husband and wife and share the load and do it.
Okay, Pastor. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Any other question? All fine? Okay. All right. So we'll stop here for today. Tomorrow, next week, we will pick up from relationship skills. That is point number 4 on learning, on preparing yourself for marriage. We will continue from there, and we'll go forward. Okay. Thank you, everyone. I'll stop
Bye,
the
Pastor.
recording.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.